Hi, everybody. This is Mama Cheryl, and this is Meet the Fam. So it's Meet the Fam at GT, and I've got my fabulous friend Michael with me today, Michael Schofield. And in my phone, it actually says Michael TLC. Why would it say Michael TLC?
Because I spent quite a while living at the Transitional Living Center, the TLC. My first introduction to Cheryl and to Dave, I was staying at the TLC.
Let me tell you what the TLC is. We don't have it actually operational now, but back in the day, it's been about 5.5 years since we met.
Yes.
Yeah. And he has helped me through so many technical problems. I'm not very technical. Michael is very technical. And so he's been a blessing in my life at so many levels. But when he first came to the church, he was having a rather hard time, right, Michael?
Indeed.
What would you say that was like?
I was really struggling. I had been struggling with alcohol addiction for a long time. And
About how long? How long had alcohol been an issue in your life?
since I was about 20, my late 20s, I started.
And you were already an engineer.
I graduated from college in 1985
As what?
as an electrical engineer.
Ah,
So,
very much above my pay grade.
yeah, and I was getting some real big jobs. I worked for about 10 years. My first job was at General Dynamics, working on missile systems and radar and
Missiles and radars. Yeah, I'm not one that's ever worked on a missile or radar at any level. I have had a child's drone in my car at one time. That's totally different. That's about as close as I've ever gotten to a missile or a radar. But reality is, Michael is a brainiac. I call people like him brainiacs. And in the middle of his success in the business world, the enemy was trying to take him out and really targeted him at many levels.
Yes, the enemy had been targeting me for quite a while. I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic grade school, Catholic high school, and I fell away from the religion because of all the the crazy rituals.
Because of religion.
Because of religion, yeah.
Fell away from religion because
it
there was
was-
too much religion, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yes. And the second I could drive, when I turned 16, I didn't go to mass anymore.
Yep.
Sundays,
Because it was
it was
religion in your
Yeah.
world. Yep. It was
Yeah.
just form and no relationship.
right. No love, really.
Yeah,
Just
that's a problem.
judgment is what I felt. Judgment and
That's a problem.
yeah.
That is not the will of God. So, relationship with God is what Christianity is really about. It's about deep, intimate friendship with God, not about rules and regulations. When you have a deep friendship with somebody, you want to please them. So, this is about my friendship with God, Michael's friendship with God. And now he's like, no, I want to make God thrilled that he created me for such a time as this. And Michael has been such a blessing. But back when you first were brought over to the church, you were struggling with alcohol at an extremely deep level to where you really couldn't hold your job. Is that right?
Right. In 2017, I lost my last real job. I was working in
Gotcha.
Anaheim, and I was just living on some money. My parents had passed away, and spending it recklessly, just trying to get drunk and get by. And I thought I could, as an engineer, I can fix almost anything.
Aha.
I thought I could fix myself,
Ooh.
and run away and.
Didn't work out that well?
Nope, it worked out terrible.
Yeah.
But I met an angel named Lou Benninger.
That's awesome. Lou's one of my heroes.
Yes.
Lou is a superhero that's alive. Lou is one of the founders, and I'm going to bring him in here to meet the GT fam one of these days. But Lou is a superhero, and he loves people really well. He's amazing. And so how did he meet you?
Well, I had moved up here to live at a radio station. I thought I was getting an electrical job, working at this electrical engineering job, working at this radio station.
Gotcha.
And it turned out to be a nightmare situation. And I was drinking up there, and after one of his shows, I tried to fix things at the radio station and do some work to make it up to par. But after one of the shows, Lou saw me, and he just handed me a little card and said, "Hey, if you're ever in a snap, give me a call."
Oh my goodness. Was that Live with Lou when he went to the radio?
Yes, when
Oh,
he was on KMYC
yeah.
broadcasting. Yeah.
Now, this is super funny because I did only maybe one or two little radio spots because somebody was on vacation. They're like, Cheryl, could you do this? I'm like, no, I don't really do that, but I will for you. So I ran in there and did a little thing, and I thought, it's the airwaves. We're proclaiming the kingdom on the airwaves. I don't care what I say or don't say. I'm going to say the truth of who God is, right? And so I went in there and did it. As I was leaving that little radio station where you met Lou, I was leaving there, and as I left, sorry about that, as I left, I heard God clearly, and God said to me, Live with Lou. And I'm like, what? And he said it again. So I called Lou and I said, Lou, I think you're supposed to be doing a radio show called Live with Lou. And he said, Cheryl, what would I say? Well, if you've heard Lou now does 3 hours, I think, every single week. Lou has a ton to say. And God really set that up through that radio station. And then Lou contacted you. So I actually do have something to do with hearing God and getting Lou doing Live with Lou.
Yes.
And then you connecting with him and getting you here. That's amazing to me. Yay, that makes me happy.
It's all God. It's amazing.
Totally
This is
God.
when God started working in my life. Because before that, I believed in God, but I didn't have a relationship with Jesus.
Right.
And at the radio station, I was there a couple months, and things started getting worse and worse. And I didn't know anybody in the area.
By worse and worse, that means more alcohol.
More alcohol, but just loneliness.
Oh, sad. Sorrow.
And the couple I was living with were just bad influence. There was argument. There wasn't love. There was no love. And I literally got down on my knees at one point and just said, God, please get me out of this situation.
Wow.
Just let me have one friend in the area and get me out of this situation.
And Lou
had given me this card, but I hadn't used it. And a week later, they were ready to kick me out because I had the air conditioner on and I was using too much electricity, and I was still drinking. And
Gotcha.
And so I talked to Santos, who talked to Lou.
Gotcha.
And talked to Dave, and I remember it well. It was a Tuesday night, May 8th, 2018.
Wow.
I ended up over in Dave's office talking to him.
And what was that like?
That was amazing. I didn't know anything about this church. I didn't know anything. I just felt the love, and he reached out to me and he says, I got a deal for you. We can help you with your alcoholism, and you can help us with our electrical problems.
You got problems, we got problems.
Right.
Let's help each other.
And that's when I found out about the TLC.
Wow.
He put me over there. And
Okay, so the TLC was a big modular that had two separate dorms, a dorm for the girls, a dorm for the guys. There were 10 beds, right?
On each side,
So
yeah.
5 bunk beds, 10 beds on each side. And the church put that together really for Dave and I's 25th anniversary, I think, because I had taken so many people. Poor Dave, he was always like, oh my goodness, Cheryl, who did you bring home now? And sometimes it was him bringing people home. He said, I found this girl. She was living in a garage with 5 adult men. And he's like, we really need to take her. And I'm like, okay. And oftentimes I was bringing people in. Sometimes Josh was bringing people in. So we had so many people in the house. At one point, we decided to sell the house and get into a very small RV was really my thought, and just do Dave and I for a short season. And the church said, let's put together the TLC for the people you would typically take into your house, which would have been Michael, right? And so Michael really came into our family and our heart, and Michael was over at my house helping me fix so many things 5 years ago. I was always like, Michael, can I pick you up from the church? Can you come fix this? Can you wire? I mean, he wired our house, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And that was, it's an old little farmhouse. And we don't live in a mansion like some people think, pastors live in this and that. I'm like, not us. We have 1,300 square feet. And it was hilarious when we started. It was a mess, and we gutted it. And Michael came over and helped wire it, and so much fun. And then he wired my dog kennels so that I could see my puppies being born, and amazing.
Yeah. It has been an amazing journey. I'll tell you.
And you, once God started cleaning up your life, what did that feel like? The first few days were pretty rough, right?
The first few days were pretty rough. But I moved in there. Tread was in there at the time. There were
Okay.
6 women and I think 4 or 5 men. And then there's a couple of other people
Okay.
that were also there. A couple women and a couple
Gotcha.
men that people
Yep.
had brought
Yep.
in. And it was amazing. I had never experienced love like that.
Wow.
I was just overwhelmed. I looked at them
Awesome.
and everybody's clear eyes and the happiness, and said, I want some of that. How do you do this? How do you
That's
this.
awesome.
And it was amazing. I remember I asked Chemo how James Edwards Jr. What denomination is this church anyway? Because I had seen my first service that weekend, and people were running and flagging and jumping, and I couldn't believe it. I was just felt at home, and he said, "We're anti-denominational."
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and
Anti.
I said, I like that.
It
said,
feels
I
good
was
to me, right?
Nominated to be a Catholic, and I wasn't happy with that.
That's funny. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been amazing. But I came with a lot of baggage, practically everything.
A lot of wounding.
Yeah, I was
Addiction.
not healthy. I had been addicted to alcohol for a long time. I had a warrant that I had never taken
that's
care of.
right. I forgot about
lost
that.
my license in 2012, and I just ignored it.
Yep.
And hadn't tried to get it back or anything.
Life was catching up with
I owed
you.
the IRS like $40,000, and my
Oh, wow.
credit was as low as it could be.
Yep. And so
Everything.
how did those pieces turn around?
They
It sure
They
wasn't-
started turning around right away
Really?
because I right around beginning of 2019 they started the ESOM, and I was one of the first people. I said I want to go to ESOM, and
What is ESOM?
it's Embassy School of Ministry, a 2-year ministry program right here,
Right.
3 hours every Monday.
So Monday nights, it's
2
very
years.
inexpensive, right? Like
Yeah, it was
$11,
free for the
$22.
TLC
Oh,
people.
yeah, because you were on campus. You got to go free. Got his 2-year Bible college certificate, right?
Yep.
Amazing. And now I think it's $22 a class, something like that. And you can actually end up with a certificate of 2-year Bible college graduation, right?
Right.
Yep.
And so I started taking that class, and when there was a holiday, that Memorial Day or something, and so we were off on Monday, and I wandered up to this meeting they were having. It was a meeting for Cuba mission.
Oh, that's
mission
right.
to Cuba.
The
And I
famous-
just didn't know anybody in there, and I sat in there looking at this. I wanted to figure out
What all's
what it
going
was
on.
about. I never expected to go, but I went. I didn't think I could get a passport or anything, but
Right.
At the end of this meeting, later on, a couple contractors asked me if I wanted to go to Cuba. Said they would pay, and I'm like, yeah, if I can go.
Yep.
And
Amazing.
yep.
So your first mission trip was Cuba, and how many mission trips have you taken since then?
Oh, I lost track.
So many.
I went to Cuba twice. I went to India. I went to Mexico. I'm leaving to Mexico on
Again
Sunday. It'll
Sunday.
be my 7th trip to Mexico.
7th Mexico trip. So he's been in and out of the state. And he used to not even have a driver's license, and now sober, clean, happy, full of joy.
Debt, taken care of,
Tax-free.
credit score almost exceptional, unbelievable.
Credit score almost exceptional, hilarious,
Yeah.
total transformation at every level. And are you lonely, or do you have
I
friends?
have more friends than I can imagine. It's
Like,
just
what am I going to do?
amazing.
No more friends.
No, I love it. I've never seen so much love, and
Oh, that's beautiful.
I went this last year with Lou to Vietnam. And
Oh, you
smuggled some
did.
little Bibles in, and
Smuggle Bibles. Those missions trips are a great place to connect and make really deep friendships. They really are. And Lou Benninger is the one to talk to if you want to get in on an out of the area missions trip. He does many, and we don't even mention them because he just collects people behind the scenes that want to go. Let's just say that again. There are missions trips that Lou Benninger does that are amazing. And if you want to get in on a missions trip, contact Lou.
yes, indeed, and I mean, my friends, my old friends and stuff from high school, I still talk to them and stuff. They don't even recognize who I am anymore.
I bet they don't.
They've said things. It must be boring to live at a church and work at a church. It is the farthest thing from boring. I mean, I have never been so busy in my life.
Yeah.
And so productive. And,
Yeah. Feel full of the love of God,
full of
right?
love.
Well, yeah. No, it's a long ways from boring. My life is a million times not boring. My life, God told me when I was young, he said, Cheryl, yield your life fully to me and then buckle up for the great adventure. The truth is he extends the invitation to anyone. So for you, he's like, yield your life, Michael. Then you buckle up for the great adventure. Jill laughs about it and she's like, Cheryl, you should have said, get a straight jacket. He should have said, get a straight jacket.
Yeah.
You're going to need one because life can be so busy and so full that it's hard to keep up. And I hear people all the time saying, don't ask Michael to do anything. He's too busy. Paul Bryan is running interference all the time saying, Michael's gifted. He could do just about anything, but don't give him more projects. He's got such a big heart. He's always trying to be a blessing to everyone. And then I hear from my friend Sabash that Michael has a toy shop. What is the toy shop? What's that all about?
It's just my little room down. It's an electrical room, actually, but it's my office. And it has all the parts for access control systems, for internet. I do all kinds of big projects. And
yeah, you're the big project guy from behind the scenes that nobody sees.
I'm just a little maintenance guy, but I do a lot of projects.
All the big background stuff that nobody ever sees. This is Michael, and I wanted everybody to get to meet him because he is a sheer delight. Everyone that gets to know Michael absolutely loves him, and I've had the privilege of watching his life turned upside down and inside out and around, and I'm just like, oh God, you're amazing. But how did you actually get to know Jesus? Because you knew about religion, didn't want any of that, so you came here, and then when you came here, you see people kind of wild and flags going, and they're kind of not sitting in their chair and being somber, I'll say that.
Yeah.
And then at what point did you say, Jesus, I just need personal relationship? When did that happen for you, Michael?
It happened almost right away, just because I was interacting a lot with the people from Tread and stuff, and I wanted to know more, and I came there May 8th, and July 4th I got born again, baptized.
Wow.
And I still haven't stopped. I'm taking Fidelis right now. It's a 65-week master's program with Warren, and we're on lesson 50 next.
So you're almost to graduate from yet another Bible college that is deep and broad and
Frank
missions.
Shatner's mission-oriented.
Missions-oriented Bible school. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's totally amazing. Your story is phenomenal. It should be a book about your story.
Yeah, and it's put all sorts of scripture in my heart. And
well, you memorize so much scripture, right? You just, I remember you were memorizing. And Monday nights, the ESOM, they want you to memorize.
That's right. And I couldn't remember it in ESOM, but now with Fidelis, all scripture is breathed out from God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness, that the man of God may be complete, equipped for every good work.
And that's exciting because what he just said, he is quoting a scripture. That scripture is basically saying that we should be complete like Adam was in the beginning in the garden, not just like anybody sitting in a little church setting. No, God's intention for you and for me is that we walk out the fully mature sons of God, daughters of God, knowing that we were created for such a time as this, to shine as the brightness of the stars, destroying the works of the enemy. Hell should shudder when it sees us coming. Hell should go, oh no, that's Michael. Michael understands he's the son of God. Michael is going to destroy addiction in the bloodline that I've held on to, right?
Yes,
That's your job. And it's my job to destroy the things in my bloodline. So we each have assignments that help burst God out into phenomenal glory here on earth.
Right.
On earth as it is in heaven. Now you are Catholic.
Yeah.
So you know the Lord's Prayer.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And that Lord's Prayer, what he said was, let me teach you how to pray.
Right.
I want it to be inside Michael, just like it will be when he gets to heaven. So that's the journey for here and now, not when Michael dies, he'll be like he is in heaven. But when Michael's here, so he's bursting all these grave clothes off one by one,
Right.
taking them off his eyes, taking them off, going, yay, here I am, and fully alive, letting really
Yeah.
God shine through him when he was really in the grave when he
Right.
came to God.
Right.
Wow.
It is. It's just wow.
It
There's
is
so
just
much
wow.
love. I'm just happy here. There's something going on almost every night. And
Well, that's for sure.
yeah.
There's never a lack of something to do.
No.
That's for sure. And so now you're not living in the TLC. What happened?
I'm living in an apartment behind the TLC.
Oh, okay. So he graduated out of the bunk bed setting into apartment with one other guy, correct?
Brian.
He's wonderful, and I'll grab him up and we'll get to know Brian. Brian has a heart of
Awesome.
gold. Oh my goodness, I love him too.
Yep.
And you guys are going to get to meet the whole fam, but today it's Michael and Michael's roommate. Remember this when you get to meet Brian. Brian is Michael's roommate.
Yes.
And they are behind the TLC in an apartment, and it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Very blessed.
Yep.
I know what being blessed to be a blessing.
That's a great quote. It's one of your favorite quotes.
Yeah.
Can you think of any favorite quotes? Like what do you love? What's your favorite things in life? Work.
Work, yeah.
You love to
I'm
work.
interested in work, missions.
Missions. You love missions.
I'm helping people.
I was
just
gonna
was
say-
helping some of our single mom friends.
Yep.
and
I was going to
just-
say, your heart is always to help people.
Yeah.
And I think Michael has the gift of helps. In the Bible, there's a gift of helps. And really, you have it.
Yes.
And so it makes you happy when you help people, right? It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, no, somebody asked if I could help.
No.
It's like, can I help? But then Paul runs interference. He's like, excuse me,
I just
Michael.
go around him.
I can't believe we just said that
Yeah.
on camera. That's hilarious.
Yep.
But the truth is, Michael is always trying to help everyone. And it's a beautiful, beautiful gift. And it makes your heart happy, huh?
Yes, it does.
Not that it wasn't happy to begin with, because you always full of
No.
joy and always headed on a missions trip. So you're headed out of here again Sunday
at 4 a.m.
with the SOC.
Yeah, they're going too. And yeah.
So SOC is School of Champions. We just started that this last month.
Yes.
And how exciting is that? He's going with the SOC, and you will have so much fun. This is going to be an amazing time.
I believe so.
You'll get a lot done and more deep friendships, which is a beautiful thing. So God turned your life upside down, completely around, and you feel, how fulfilled would you say you feel? Do you feel pretty fulfilled in life?
I do. I feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a lot of growth to do. I want to be able to disciple better and to
Oh, that's
minister
awesome.
better.
Yeah, Michael's reaching out. He's giving me phone numbers of people that are reaching out to him for help. He's saying, Cheryl, would you call them for me? I've been reaching out. So Michael's actually reaching out to people that are stuck in different places, that have had hard lives as well,
Yes.
in different arenas. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm just proud of you. Very,
Thank you.
very proud of you.
I am very blessed.
Well, I'm excited for you, proud of you, and you are a part of the GT fam, and we couldn't do it without you. We love you.
I love you too.